Hello, everyone. Welcome to another exclusive episode of the Madison podcast. My name is Ben Lavender, New York's favorite British mortgage broker. Today we have a legend of the game. Everyone knows the name. He's not a myth because he exists. He is right here, the one and only Mr. Ifoma Pierre, or as we just call you, Pierre.
Yes, sir.
As many people in the business do.
Tip top of the day to you. My friends call me Pierre. It's been a long time since we got together, man. I appreciate it.
Long time. Of course. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, no, it's my honor, man. I was blown away by what you guys are doing over here. This is good stuff, bro.
Appreciate it, man. So Pierre is... You do a multitude of things, right? From coaching to your own consulting and social media public speaking. You are a realtor as well. So give us some background, man. For those, I feel like everyone knows you, but for those that don't know you, what is it that you're known for these days?
These days, I am known specifically for helping real estate agents become better marketers.
Gotcha.
You know, that's what my primary focus in, because when I pay attention to what's happening in the industry, we're not getting beaten by other realtors. We're getting beaten by marketers. And that's the skill set that a lot of my agents don't possess.
That's gold. Yeah,
they don't possess that, because when you think of some of the other big companies, and I'm not going to call names to get the podcast shut down, but when you think of some of the big companies, they're not real estate agents. They're not real estate companies. They're marketers taking our information, marketing it, and selling us the leads back. So my vision and my heart right now is to make real estate agents better marketers. That's what I'm focused on right now.
So without telling us too much of the goods, how do you do that?
How do I do that? Well, first of all, I'll give the goods because it doesn't really matter, right? There's nothing new under the sun. There's no secret ingredient. The first thing I want to say is that mindset. Agents have the wrong approach with the industry. If you cannot be an entrepreneur with a 9-to-5 mindset. You cannot come into this business and be casual about it. That's number one. Number two, you have to learn the rules of the game. You have to understand what marketing is. So one of the things that we do is we have a conversation around marketing, the difference between marketing and branding. Then we build out your brand. And I love you, where we came from. I remember we had an event maybe at the office over in Valley Stream.
Oh yeah,
and I think that was when the British mortgage broker was kind of like really birthed. Like you really started like getting out there and putting that brand together. I remember
we had
that, and I'm so proud of you for that, man.
Thanks,
because
man. Appreciate that.
To see that the information that I remember you sent me the message and it's like, look, listen, man, like I'm doing what you told me to do, and and then to watch the British mortgage broker come to life, like bro, like you took that stuff, like you brought that character to life, man, and that's what we do in a nutshell. We change the mindset, change the way that you look at things, and then the things that you look at will change. And we have helped a lot of people become better by just helping them change the way that they see this industry. Which is
difficult to do because I find, Pierre, that this business is 100% mental. Yeah. In my opinion, it's so like it's not only like do you have the skills, but do you have the mindset and do you understand what you need to do to get yourself out there and to also like kind of get over yourself as well. Right. A lot of so I imagine that a lot of realtors that you speak to are kind of iffy about doing the marketing. They don't want to get on camera. Is it like, do you have any tools that you help them with or like help them get over that? Or is it just like you got it or you don't?
Well, here's the thing. I can teach anybody anything with this business, okay? Websites, any type of software. These things are not really important, in my opinion. The one thing I can't teach you is belief in yourself, right? You have to get to that place where, look, listen, if you're telling me that by picking up a camera and doing a video could help me put my child through college, can help me give my wife, my husband, whomever it is, a better life. You're telling me that a 10-minute video a day can do that? and you can't get in front of that, well, then I can't teach you anything.
That's an excellent way to frame it. And it's funny because I speak to some loan officers about the same thing. And it's like, I use a bit more of a specific example. I'm like, how would you like to make an additional $200,000 a year? You know, just get on camera. It's not that it's that simple, but it's basically the same thing. It's like, that's what it can do for you. It can have dramatic positive changes for your income, and it's just a matter of doing it. You know, we can't motivate you to do it.
That's right.
But, you know, and
I used to take
that
approach too. I used to say, well, you know, you could make 100 grand, 200 grand. But here's the thing though. Money is not the problem.
True.
Money just gets us to where we need to, whatever we want. It's a vehicle to help us get to what we really want. So one of the things that we do when we sit is, well, what do you want? Because I think a lot of times people, they get discouraged because they think they want more money. No, you don't really want more money. You want something. Sometimes you're confused with what you really want. So let me help you clarify that. And when you understand that I want to have a better life for my children, or I want to take care of my parents. I want to retire my father. You know, he sacrificed so much for me to be where I am. I want to be able to buy him a house, a car, and retire him. You know, he's 60 years old and he still has to go to work in the snow and in the rain. Like, I should be able to take care of him. You know, you have a young kid coming up.
It's deeper.
And you want to be, so it's deeper than the 200,000. When you tie it to what you really want, now all of a sudden it's not about the 200 or the 300. You know why the 200 or 300,000 is not an issue? Because sometimes they look at it like, I may never get there. But when you understand that you can retire your parents, when you understand that you can give your wife who left her home, sacrificed, left everything behind that she knew to be with you, and you know that you can give her a much better life, one where she doesn't have to put the groceries back inside the car because you don't have enough money on the credit card to pay the grocery bill. When you understand that, now all of a sudden, you'll pick the phone up, you'll do that video, you'll make that extra phone call, you'll practice until it bleeds. One agent asked me one time, she said to me, she says, Coach, what's the secret to your success? And I told her straight in the eye, I said, my secret is you will never beat me. And if you do beat me, you have to bleed to do it. Yeah. No one will outwork me. No one will beat me. If I have made up my mind, and the reason that you cannot beat me is because I'm doing it for more than money. So that's the goal right there. Let's get.
I want to make videos right now, man. I'm like ready to go. It's like, okay, let's push it.
Let's focus, and we've helped so many people like that because again, man, it's not about money. It's about a better quality of life. That's the goal right there.
Yeah. And what you can do with that money to change your life, change it for the people that's in your life. You know, like you said, you want to take care of your family. Yeah. Right. Retire your parents. You know, make sure that your children can go anywhere they want to for school. That's bigger than money. Like you said, money is just a vehicle. Yeah. Yeah. So. We're happy to do that, man. Yeah, and you do it very well. Well, so our clients say. Yeah. I mean, we enjoy testimonials everywhere. There's an abundance. Bro, you know, people, they say to me, you know, Pierre, why do you do what you do? And I say to them, because here's the truth. It's all about intentional living, right? Like you ask me, well, why do you do it, Pierre? You know, obviously I've made a lot of money and I've taken care of my family. My family is good. My sons, my daughter, my wife, they're good. So why are you doing it? And I do it because of legacy, because of intentional living. You see, my sons, my daughter will know about me through you, the life that I impacted. When I die, and I will, I'll be honest with you, that's going to happen. I didn't figure out the fountain of youth yet. I didn't figure that out. Hey, give it time.
I didn't figure that out yet. So I know one day I will expire, and I'm okay with that. Here's what I want. I want when they're at my funeral, my sons and my daughter will hear a version of their father that they didn't get to see at home. They didn't get to see me impact your life. You will walk up to them and say, hey, your father was an amazing man. He changed my life forever by the coaching and the things that he did. And now you have the opportunity to impact my son's life, who my son could impact his son's life. And all of a sudden now we're making the world better just one child at a time. Now it might sound cliche, but that's it.
No, it doesn't sound cliche.
Because the one thing that I know that I've never seen is a U-Haul in the back of a hearse. So all the money you're making,
you can't take
you're not going to take it with you. But I can leave a footprint on this earth that my child will be affected by you, Ben. So
spreads.
Yeah, make sure you're at the funeral.
But what you're saying, I think that's so meaningful, right? That like to leave people with a better mindset, or like you said, intentional living, because so many people just go through the motions in life. You know, they don't think past today or tomorrow. They're just living a day at a time. That type of positive energy is something that we need, and it spreads. It's like, I shouldn't say it's like a virus, but it's in a good way. It's exponential.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it carries on from person to person. So we need more of that, man. I think that's beautiful.
Well, there's a saying, right, that some people are not really living. They're existing. It's a difference between living and existing. One guy says, man, hey, you got to do what you got to do because you're only going to live once. And the guy says to him, nah, man, you die once. You live every day. But a lot of people have kind of got caught in this whole type of, like this hamster wheel of just reacting to work, reacting to school, reacting to your hours, work, 300 days for the year, only to get, 14 days off. And then, when you do get it off, you rent a crummy hotel and now you're unhappy for the next 14 days.
Yeah.
So you got to start living, and living comes from doing intentional stuff. And that's what I talked about. Like, I want to impact lives. My wife and I, we work with impacting children who are orphans, right?
Really?
Focus on that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, do things that are different. Do things that will help other people rather than, going out there and spending the money and buying, nice cars, which I like. Yeah. Right.
Nice to have some nice things, but it's not even fulfilling, right? You get more out of giving, I find.
You get excited like me. I always get excited for the new car that I get until after about 2 months it becomes an old car now. Now I'm thinking about the next 2 years when I'm going to buy me another car. Yeah. But when you change a child's life, when you get a letter in the mail from, somebody in Guatemala, right, of a child that you sponsored, and the letter reads, "Thank you so much. I was able to eat for this month because of your donation." When you start doing that, now you are living intentionally. You're making a difference. So that's what that's the whole goal with everything that we try to help a lot of.
And it feels amazing as well. It's not just, it's not a terrible thing. It's like, oh, I'm giving money away. It's like you get back 50 times more than what you give, I feel.
Yes, sir.
Especially when you give selfishly.
Yes, sir.
Like that. So we need more of that, man. We need more. So, okay, so let's talk about the event next week.
Yeah.
The Social Ninja Media Summit.
Social Ninja Media Summit, June 2nd. We're going to be in Plainview, Long Island. And
I got the Holiday Inn.
Yeah. And the thing is, I got some amazing ninjas with me.
Yes.
Who's going to be at this event. You're going to be at this event.
I shall.
The British mortgage broker himself. But at this event, now here's the thing. We put on this event and we're starting to tour around the country. Okay, and I have a couple of great speakers.
Yes,
I got.
You really do.
We call him Chris Beasy, is my friend. He have built multiple Keller Williams offices. This guy he's a whiz at building teams, building brokerages, right? Why would you not want to be in a place where a guy who built so many successful offices is going to be talking for a couple of minutes? Then we have Jeremiah J-Man Monero. He's a national speaker and he's a national trainer with Douglas Elliman.
Nice.
Okay, big time. This guy's going to be there. He's going to be talking about video. He's going to be talking about how to really position yourself. He also helps you with getting over the fear of video. And
a lot of people need that. We were just talking about that 20 minutes ago.
He's going to be there. We're going to do some live coaching. John McSherry.
John's a beast.
John is a beast. Over 60,000 followers on Instagram. Yep. He built his office in Long Island, in Manhattan. This guy is just a beast, and he's going to be there. So I'm just saying, look, listen, why would you not want to be in a room where you can accelerate your career 4 years in the next 4 hours, right? And then you got yours truly.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I'm going to be there. And I'm a national speaker, John Maxwell certified, top 30, under 40, all kinds of stuff, But here's why
every
you want to come
accolade on the planet.
Here's why you want to come listen to what I'm about to talk about. Right now, we're inundated with what to do with generating leads, yes?
Yes.
And everybody's selling us leads in a handbag. Well, what if I can, there was a saying that when everybody begins to zig, then it's time to zag. So what we did was we created how to do a home buyer, home seller seminar virtually.
Beautiful.
Different, game changer. We're going to show you the blueprint. We're going to show you how to get them. We're going to show you exactly how to get people, qualified sellers, motivated sellers, ready to sell now sellers in the virtual event without even running a Facebook ad.
That's amazing. I want to know how to do that.
That's right. You got to be there. So we're going to show you how to do that. And this is not a concept.
That's just one thing, too. There's so much more, but one tool.
And this is not a concept. We have partnered with a group called the Real Estate Ladies Rock, and we did a nationwide housing fair for them. Two. And we had over 4,000 registered buyers and sellers at this. I have the stats to prove it. We're going to show it to you at the event. Again, this is not a concept.
No.
We have done
this.
Is proven. People came proven across the country, nationwide. Over 4,000 buyers and sellers registered for this virtual housing fair. We had bankers, we had attorneys, we had title companies, credit repair people, and you can duplicate it right here in your city. How would it be if you were doing one event a month where you get 20 nice, good, warm seller leads?
And it's virtual.
Virtual. You could do it on your phone. You know, what about the mortgage companies? You know, you're getting 40, 50, 60. I mean, you guys have a beautiful team. You could host a big event.
Yeah.
A full day event, talking about credit, talking about the different mortgage products. And now you got buyers swarming in. And now you can pre-approve them. And let me tell you something. Fun fact. Ready? This is not Zoom. It's not Zoom. We're not Zooming. I'm talking about a virtual event that makes you feel like you're in a live event. We got virtual booths, virtual tables. We got spin the wheels, prizes. I'm talking about you would feel as if you're in an actual live event.
Yeah, and to elaborate on that, for those watching this thinking, you know, it sounds complicated, Pierre and his team, they have all the tools, all the tech
framework,
infrastructure, everything in place. So it's easy to go. I've seen it.
Plug and play. Yeah. You're going to leave the event knowing exactly right tools, and most of them you could start with for free, just so that you know. You could start and you can do a home buyer, home seller seminar the following weekend. I'm giving you the blueprint, guaranteed.
And implementation is key, because I feel like most events are just like, and obviously this isn't what this is, right? It's just like rah-rah, motivational, oh, you know, go hustle, yeah, you know. I was going to say something, but I don't want to get sued. You know, that's not what this is. This is, you know, of course there's a little bit of that because it's just natural, right? That we're all a bunch of killers in the room, so you feel that energy. But it's not easy tactics, but tactics and tools to implement immediately so whoever's attending can generate and grow their business.
That's right. That's the name of the game. We want you to leave there and be able to do what we talk about tonight. So that's going to be, I mean, I'm excited. I can't wait.
I'm ready.
So if you're interested, you got to register at socialninjamedia.com.
Socialninjamedia.com.
Socialninjamedia.com. We're looking forward to it, man.
Let's go. Okay, bro. So another thing I want to touch on kind of before we wrap up today is, you know, because you're very well respected in the business. How do you see the business changing over the next few years, or what are you already seeing taking place? That agents, loan officers, how does everyone need to adapt? What's going to change? Because a lot of people, especially with rates rising, you know, they're scared. There's no inventory. What are we going to do? What would you say to those people, and how do you think that they should change their business?
Definitely. Well, here's the one thing. You want to become people trusted advisor. Okay? And in order to become a trusted advisor, you need two things. You need to be trustworthy, but you also need to have advice. Okay. So let's start with the first one, trustworthy. Trust comes from people seeing you over and over and over again. Be it on video, be it on print, whatever it is, consistency matters. So whatever you decide to do, whatever your marketing plan is, and I see a lot of agents come into the business and they have a business plan. I want to make 200,000 LOs. Everybody the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? You know how much money they want to make, right? And how many contacts I got to talk to. But what's your marketing plan? What's the channel? Are you gonna go Instagram? What are you gonna do on Instagram? What's your brand message? Very important. Develop your brand. Know your who. Be very specific on what it is that you're going to do. If you're in mortgages, the type of products, what you want to do. Maybe you want to be a luxury loan officer, where you're only lending, you know, $2 million, $3 million properties, or maybe you want to be in the mid range. Whatever it is, know your brand, right? I love the British mortgage broker. So that's the first thing. Number one is know your brand, and number two, pick a channel and become present. I did a training one time called omnipresent marketing.
Yes.
You have to be everywhere. Yeah. They need to make sure that they see you. That's number one. Because I know a lot of good people, a lot of good LOs, a lot of good real estate agents that are hungry because no one could find them. Okay. So that's the first thing. The first thing is you got to be everywhere and you got to do video. That's number one. So that's how you build trust. You see, here's the secret to trust. Here's what people don't understand. When you're constantly on video, our brains is programmed to trust the people that we see on the tube. Yep. So when I see you on YouTube, when I see you on Facebook, when I see you on Instagram, we develop what we call a parasocial relationship. Automatically, I begin to trust Ben. Here's another reason why you do video. Because people are emotional. We connect emotionally. So when I see you with your bald head and I look at my shoe, I have a bald head. I like this guy. Now, I don't know why I want to come get the loan from you, but your bald head reminds me of my bald head.
And then we connect.
Right? So there are some really key things in there. So that's the first thing, how you build trust. You got to show up consistently. Yep. The next thing is you got to have advice. You got to be educating, continuing education for my realtor friends in them. Go out there, get some designations. Work on getting your GRI, your ABR, your SRS, your SRES. Go on getting all these designations. And now all of a sudden you have advice to give to people.
You've got something to actually put on video.
Correct. I want you to stop doing my realtors. Let me watch you if you're watching me. Stop doing the just listed, just sold. That's annoying. Give people information that can actually help them better. Like, for instance, the top 5 things that you need to know if you're buying a home in Springfield Gardens, or the top 10 things that you need to know if you're looking to sell a home in New Hyde Park. Educate them.
Yeah.
All of a sudden now you become their what?
It's value.
Now you become their what? Trusted
advisor.
Because now you're showing up on the video with amazing advice. When they're ready to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, you're the obvious choice. So that's what I would say to anybody that's listening. Make sure that you show up so that they can build trust, but make sure you can have advice. I know with the loan officers, there's continuing education. There's things, like you said, come and we talk about the rates, we talk about what's going on, but you do more than that. You educate your buyers. I see that.
You have to. I mean, it's the way that my approach is, and I always say, like, my social media approach isn't anything special, but it's exactly what you said. You have a brand, right? You have a message, but it's not enough to just post your accolades. You have to give something to people without the expectation of something in return.
That's right.
So I find, Pierre, and perhaps you see people the same way, is that people will post and then they give up because they're not getting anything out of it within a week or two.
Right.
So it's got to be, one, a long-term commitment. But the other issue is that when you're consistently posting with a very specific agenda of basically just making more money, right? That can't be the goal. The goal has to be to do exactly what you said. Give them advice and value, right? So if you approach it with that advice, I find that the burnout is basically zero. Right? Because it's not like, okay, I posted for a week and now I've got all these deals on my lap, yay. Yeah. It's like, no, people are benefiting. People are really finding this information useful and implementing it. And then when they feel comfortable to reach out, they will, and they do, and it just comes.
It flows right in, and I'll say this. Content is king.
Yes.
But consistency is queen. That's what I want you to hear.
I'm stealing that.
Yeah. Content is king, but consistency is queen. So I developed a product called the Real Social 365 Calendar, which is 365 days worth of real estate content that adds value. So now
you're just telling us this now? I said there were a bunch of more tools. Yeah.
So here's a problem with a lot of my realtor friends. They come in the game, they come to a session and they say, do video. You do 5 videos, you get burnout. You know why? They don't have a plan.
Yeah.
I give you 365 days of content every single day. Now, do you have to do something every day? You don't, right? You don't necessarily have to, but you can, right? But have a plan. Have a content calendar that plans out. So you already know in June what I'm going to talk about. I already know that. It's planned out. And for all my ladies, and here's what I'm going to tell you right now. For doing video, here's a little hack. I've been married for 21 years. I know every day you don't always have a good hair day. That I know. So what you do is,
unless it's you and me,
what you do is you have, like, let's say Marketing Monday. And that's when you shoot the next 10 videos. That one Monday, couple of different jackets. You know, you might put the hair to the left, put it back to the right because you have an amazing hair day. Now for the next 10 weeks, I'm dropping a video a week. And I don't got to worry about it. And then you use a scheduler like Appy or Facebook Create Studio, and all of a sudden you're in the game. It's a whole different ball game. And that's what we teach them. Is number one, is how to leverage technology. But the first thing is you have to get in the game.
Yeah, and that advice that you just gave, Pierre, again, that's another time I've taken your advice, is that's exactly what I did. So I've got these videos, I don't know if you've seen them, it's like a white background.
I watch all your videos.
Yeah, well, thank you. I didn't want to assume, I've got to be polite. So those, I think it was like 18 months worth of content, and we shot them in one day.
One day.
Yeah. It took 5-6 hours. But
you're done.
And it's exactly as you said, different. I mean, didn't change the hair, but change the outfits, had everything prepped.
If you have a screen, if you have a screen like this, you could change the slide in the back of the screen. But they will not know that you just took 5 hours. You got 1 year's worth of content. And here, ninja move now.
Yep.
You take it, you put it into a scheduler, and it goes out the same time. I have a software that will simulate live. Fun fact.
Yes.
So what you do is you put it in, and then it will simulate as if you're live, but you're not really live.
We've used it before. Yeah.
Right. So these are some of the things in the game. And again, it comes down to learning the rules of the game, and this is what the marketers are doing. So we teach you to do the same thing, but coming back full circle is you have to first make a decision to get in the game. Mine has to be right. Understand that you have to grind. We have to work.
Yes.
Mr. No days off. That's what it is. Like when you're starting a business, there's no days off. There's no going for lunch. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
There's no lunch. You got to keep moving. Eventually, you'll get to a place where you are, you have your team, and I have my team, and now you're at a different place in your life, and you don't have to grind as much. I don't believe in grinding forever. I'm going to be honest with you. Like when you get a certain age, I'm not grinding, okay? I'm having struggle getting off the bed. I'm okay. I'm not grinding. But when you're starting, you grind.
You have to when you're starting,
100%.
right? Because you got to get it moving, and then and then you get to a level. I find, Pierre, at least for me in my business, where grinding was, I wouldn't say counterproductive, but it was diminishing returns.
Yeah.
And I had to be smarter with my decisions, but in order to get there, I had to grind for a decade.
That's right. You got to put the hard work in. That's what my agents are missing right now. They want to come in and they want to just relax their way up to success. Brand you
we'll just kick our feet up and
you put the work in,
problem.
you grind for a season, and then you can come off the gas a little bit, pace yourself because you put the work in, you build the brand, you do all the stuff, and now you can take your foot off the gas. But my new agents, if you're now coming in, my new LOs, if you're now getting into business, you got to put in the work.
It's that simple. You've heard it a million times, but it's true. All right, Pierre. So any final thoughts before we wrap up? Any final messages? What do the people need to hear right now?
I'll leave you with this thought. Life is short. And this podcast is amazing. I'm happy to be here. And here's a story I'll tell you. There was a lady walking on the beach one day, and she saw a pencil. And the pencil had no point on it, and the eraser was, used up on the top. So she looked up to heaven and she says, God, what was the story with this pencil? And he said to her, that pencil represents the people that never got into their story. He says, and they have allowed other people to erase the things that I wrote for them. Here's what I want to leave you with. If real estate is what you're here to do, if you're a loan officer and that's what you're here to do, you better sharpen that pencil and write that story. Get into your story. Don't be that person that when you get to the end of your road, when you get to the end of your life, you sit down in your bed and you says, man, I wish I sharpened my pencil better. That's what I want to leave you with. There's a bunch of things. And I told a lot of folks, look, listen, if I can help you get out of the real estate business and get into your story, because some people are not built to be LOs.
Agreed.
Some people are not built to be real estate agents. And there's no shame in that. This is not for you. Fun fact, I was in the Coast Guard in Trinidad for 1 week. After 1 week, I said, I'm not fighting any war. I ain't got no shame in that.
Yeah.
Right? So my point is, if you're not willing to get into your story, the worst thing that could happen to you in this life is that you spend your entire life climbing the ladder of a building only to realize that you're on the wrong building and where you should have been was on the other side. Okay? Yeah. So get into your story. Stop those limiting beliefs. You know, believe in yourself. And if real estate is what you want to do, my friends, just do it. If you want to be a loan officer, do the work and you'll be great.
Love it. Pierre, thank you very much. I'd say where to find you, but just Google this guy if you want to find him. He's everywhere.
Yeah, just ifomapierre.com. You get me, you can connect with me, ifomapierre.com.
Even better.
Just get it, and I'd love to connect with you guys. Send me a message. If you see this, you send me a direct message on Instagram or Facebook, I'll send you a coupon code to get 20% off to come to the Social Ninja Media next week. It's going to be amazing.
Beautiful. Pierre, thank you so much, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Legend.
All right.